Supermassive Games, who brought us Until Dawn, the delightfully campy and scary slasher horror game, are at it again with a series of different horror stories called the Dark Pictures Anthology. The first story, Man of Medan, features a different style of horror compared to Until Dawn, but still manages to deliver a brief but satisfying experience. Man of Medan features a darker theme and isn't as campy as its predecessor. The story follows a group of young Americans on a dive boat in the South Pacific as they search for a World War II plane wreck that is rumored to be lying at the bottom of the ocean. However, it isn't long before an unexpected series of events sees him stranded on a large ghost ship. What is meant to be an exciting adventure of a lifetime very quickly turns into a terrifying ordeal where they have to do what they can to survive and ultimately escape the horrors of the ship. The plot is pretty mysterious, and while you might have a slight inkling as to just what might be going on, it only really becomes more apparent as you venture further into the story. I quite like the narrative and the overall theme it was going for, although there are some weak moments here and there in the writing. I also had no real connection to the characters in the game. I mean, I wanted to keep them alive because it's part of the game, but not so much because I actually cared about them. The atmosphere that's present is genuinely creepy, and for the most part it's pretty unsettling, which I loved. However, I found that Man of Medan relied on jump scare moments a bit too much, which just made the experience feel somewhat cheap. The gameplay is very similar to that of Until Dawn. You control one character at a time and navigate them through environments, conversing with other characters and examining items. Additionally, you'll be required to make decisions for each character as you make your way through the story. These range from situations where you have to fight for your life to others where you decide how to respond in a conversation. Every decision you make, be it big or small, carries weight and can influence how the story plays out. This even affects relationships between characters. Treat someone badly and it'll show, causing them to treat you a certain way. Be more positive, however, and other characters will be more likely to help you out if you find yourself in a pinch. Quicktime events also make a return, mostly being used during moments that require you to fight for survival or run for your life. These come in the form of buttons that need to be pressed within a certain amount of time, or a combination of moving a cursor into a certain zone on the screen and then hitting a button. It all happens in a matter of seconds and can be the most panic-inducing experience even when you think you're ready for it. React too slowly and it might spell the end for your character. The game is quite short though, clocking in about 3 to 4 hours, which is a bit of a shame. However, since there are so many branching options to choose from, it has a host of opportunities for replayability in order to reach different outcomes. Man of Medan can be enjoyed on your own or with friends, and the latter might be the best way to experience the game thanks to its movie night mode. It can be played with up to 3 other friends, with each player taking control of a particular character, making all the decisions for them and fighting or fleeing when the moment arises. It's thoroughly entertaining to experience as you sit there watching a friend handle a situation in a way that might conflict with yours and then seeing how it pans out for them. Man of Medan looks fantastic pretty much all the way through, from well-lit areas to the dark dank depths of the seemingly haunted ship. The one complaint I had about the visuals was that the game stuttered somewhat between scenes, which had a knack of tarnishing the experience a bit. Other than that, I love the presentation of the ship and just how authentic it made the unpleasant experience of potentially exploring this rusty floating house of horror. Man of Medan is a decent first entry in the Dark Pictures Anthology. It has stumbled here and there with the narrative and its characters, but it's still made for a terrifyingly good time. The jump scares felt a bit cheap and overused, but there are some great scary atmospheric moments to be experienced, and the sheer panic that the quicktime events induce is fantastic. Movie night mode is definitely the best way to experience the game as you play through the ordeal with some friends. Man of Medan is a decent show of possible potential that the rest of the anthology might have in store. If you enjoyed this review, please hit that like button, and if you are new, hit that subscribe button. And if you got your hands on Man of Medan, let me know what you thought of the game in the comment section down below. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.